So guys, welcome to my channel again. This is the second video of our series in MySQL C++ connector tutorial. So let me elaborate first on what we've done in the last video, what we've achieved so far. So we have basically established a connection between our SQL server and the C++ script we have written here. As you can see here, we have an executable file called connect executable, and we keep our password in a different header file, and we actually insert that header file here, and then we use that password to connect to our SQL server. So with set schema method we manage the connection to the management database. We create different statements and execute MySQL queries, such as creating an employees table, creating departments table, creating salaries table, etc. So in this video, what we're gonna do is that I have actually find a website. As you can see here, this is sample databases website, MySQL sample databases. In this website there are a bunch of examples of how to basically establish queries and automate some batch files to insert data into your SQL database, or have some queries, as you can see here. So but what I will actually focus on is this first example, because I find it very useful and I will actually use it in this project. So in this database we have an employees table, we have the salaries for these employees, we have the titles of these employees, we have the department manager, department employee, and departments. So as you can see, in this database we have employees, and every employee, as you can see here, we have actually 10 employees from 1 to 10. Every employee has a birth date, they have a first name of 14 characters, they have a last name of 16 characters, they have genders, male and female, as an enumeration, with the enumeration, they have the hire date, and every employee has salaries, which actually, as you can see, this salaries table's employee number and the employee's employee number is actually being connected. So this employee number is basically a key from the employees, such as date, as you see here, from date. But this date is actually being taken from somewhere else. And let's see, from birthday, first name, gender, from, yeah, as you can see, these probably two dates are going to be connected. And yeah, we also have here, so these salaries, and from date to date we have the titles for every employee. As you can see, this employee number is also being a foreign key from the employees table. We have the title is also, so let me see, and so we have the department manager, which has a department number as a character. This is the key here, and employee number is the key as well. As you can see, this is connected to department, employee number is probably being connected to the employees table, and department number is being connected to the departments table. The same applies to department employee, which employee number connects to the employees, and department number actually is connected to the departments. So, and as you can see, we have create table employees. We actually made this query. We created this table with the employee number being an integer, birth date, which is of date type, first name, which is 14 characters, the last name has 16 characters, the gender, which is an enumeration of either a male or a female, the hire date, which is of date type, primary key is the employee number. As you can see, in employees, the primary key is employee number. So basically the key to make queries in this table is the employee number. So for every employee number we will get different columns here. So, and for example, I have in my executable file, I started with creating the employees table and then the departments table. As you can see, the departments table, we have the department number as character, or which is a four characters type. We have the department name, which is of char variable of 40 characters. We have the primary key. Here in this departments, the primary key is department number, and the unique key is department name. So index is basically here built automatically, and this index is built on this unique value column. So as you can see, the keyword key here is synonym to index. An index can be built on unique value column, unique key, or unique index, or non-unique value column, key, or index. Indexes greatly facilitates fast search. However, they deplete the performance in insert, update, and delete. Generally, the relational databases are optimized for retrievals and not for modifications. So this is a really huge point. As you can see, indexes greatly facilitates fast search. However, indexes are really good for the search purposes, but they deplete the performance when it comes to inserting, updating, and deleting certain table elements. And so also we have the department employee, which I have actually not created yet. We have the create table for the employees. You create a table for the departments. We have the table for the salaries. So now when we actually execute this, we compile the code and we created an executable file, which is actually it's basically called like a binary file. And then when we execute it, now if we open our MySQL, let's see the tables. Show no database selected. I think this is, let's go out of this, and so let's go out of this as well. So when we actually launch MySQL with the super user privileges, or with the root privileges, so change our database to, for example, use the name of our database is the management database. So we need to use this database and show the tables. As you can see, now we have three tables: departments, employees, and the salaries. So for example, to see, we cannot select stuff from them because they are basically empty. Select everything from, let's say, salaries. So it's empty. But so first, let's create all of these databases. Let's create all of these tables. We have the employees, we have the salaries, we have the now we have the departments as well. We have the employees, departments, and the salaries. Employees, departments, and the salaries. Let's create the table. So I think one thing to notice here is that, for example, when we create the departments, here we actually create the departments table. We have the primary key and the unique key. The primary key here in this department is the department number, and unique key here is the department name. For the salaries one, foreign key, which is the key that we will actually take as an reference. For example, we'll take the foreign key employee. For example, the employee number here, it references the employee's employee number on delete cascade. So what do we mean by delete cascade? So let me see here. So let's look at the foreign key constraints from the MySQL documentation. So MySQL supports foreign keys, which permit cross-referencing related data across tables, and foreign key constraints, which help keep the related data consistent. A foreign key relationship involves a parent table that holds the initial column values. A foreign key relationship involves a parent table that holds the initial column values, and a child table with column values that reference the parent column values. A foreign key constraint is defined on the child table. The essential syntax for defining a foreign key constraint in a create table or alter tables table includes the following. So we have the constraint, which is either create table or alter table, which is a symbol, and we have the foreign key. Here is the foreign key employee number from the references, foreign key employee number. Here references employees employee number. So references, a column number. So column number employee key in this context, employee number, column name employee number, references employees, references employees, the table name of the employees employee number, on delayed cascade. So what is delayed cascade? It must be here somewhere, delayed cascade. Referential actions. When an update or delete operation affects a key value in the parent table that has matching rows in the child table, the result depends on the referential action specified by onUpdate and onDelete subclauses of the foreign key clause. Referential actions include cascade, delete or update the row from the parent table, and automatically delete or update the matching rows in the child table. Both onDelete cascade and onUpdate cascade are supported. Between two tables, do not define several onUpdate cascade clauses that act on the same column in the parent table or in the child table. If a foreign key clause is defined on both tables in a foreign key relationship, making both tables a parent and a child, and onUpdate cascade or onDelete cascade subclause defined for one foreign key clause must be defined for the other in order for cascading operations to succeed. If an onUpdate cascade or onDelete cascade subclause is only defined for one foreign key clause, cascading operations fail with an error. So the reason of why we put onDelete cascade here is the fact that we basically want update the row from the parent table and automatically delete or update the matching rows in the child table. So basically it helps us delete or update the row from the parent table and automatically delete or update the matching rows in the child table. So basically it allows us to automatically update or delete the rows in the parent and the child tables, and the primary key here is the employee number and from date. So this is like a pair. As you can see, the primary key here is the pair, and so we will basically insert with this primary key, we'll insert with the employee number and the from date, which is the time that basically they start to get their salaries. And so let me show you another employees. We have the salaries and we have the departments. So let's create the titles. There is a one-to-many relationship between employees and titles. One employee has many titles concurrently or at different dates. A titles record refers to one employee via employee number. So let's create an exit statement. So we will have a statement. We deleted the statement, so we need to create the statement again. Create statement. I'm basically showing from the scratch. So we'll execute our query this time to create a titles table. And so create table if not exists titles. Because when we actually execute this for the first time, we will probably not have any titles. We will not have any titles. So here now we need to have employee number of integer type. Before that, let's move on to the next line. Now we need to insert the title of variable char of 50 characters. Title variable char of 50 characters. From date, which is of date type. This caps lock is very tricky in when, and to date of date type as well. And this is gonna create a problem. Yeah, we also have a problem here because this is just of one executable statement, but we have a bunch of different lines, and I use these double quotes to actually to execute them one by one in different lines in MySQL terminal. And to date, and we have the key is the employee number. Key is the employee number, and the foreign key is also an employee number. I can actually take this whole statement, copy and paste. As you can see, foreign key is the employee number, references employees employee number on delete cascade, and then we're supposed to have the primary key, employee number, the title of the employee, and the from date. This ensures unique combination. An employee may hold the same title but at different period. So let's take this part as well. Primary key, copy and paste. So now we have finished our statement. So we will basically get rid of, we will do this and delete the statement. Now let's try check our database, show tables. We have the fourth table in our database, which is the titles. Now we need to have department manager and department employee. Let's get them as well. Department manager, as you can see, department manager is also an employee. It has an employee number. It has a department number of chart type from date to date. It has a key of employee number, key of department number. Employee number and department number is the key in department employees. So which we have a unique employees with unique department numbers in department employee table. And the foreign key here is employee number from the employees on the delete cascade, and department number from the department's department number on the delete cascade. And then we want to insert this with the employee number and the department number. So this actually summarizes the whole point. And let me insert it. Let's create a statement, connect, create statement, and statement execute. So execute create table, if not exists, department manager. Actually it was department employee, so let's say department emp to dep emp to shorten. Dept emp, open it up. It's going to be a really long statement to execute, so start with employee number. That's probably, it's been 20 minutes already. It's really becoming a really long video. So I hope you're really enjoying the video. So let's see, insert the employee number, department number of char type, from date, which is of date type, to date is also of date type. It's supposed to be here. And we have the key here is the employee number. Employee number, and we also have the key of department number. Department number is also the key here, and the foreign key is the employee number, references, employees, short letters, employees, employee number, on delete cascade, and we have the primary key of our table is employee number and from date. So now, as you can see, we have, oops, I was forgetting the closing parenthesis, and delete this statement. Let's see our database. So now we have the department employee table in our database. I think the last table to insert to our database is probably gonna be this department manager one, which is basically the same thing, but the difference is in the department manager one we basically have the same employee, because all of the managers and the employees and the managers are also an employee, so they also have an employee number from date to date, the same. But department manager, every department manager is supposed to be related to a department number, so let's insert them as well. So statement connect. As you can see, I use the same variable because it doesn't make sense to create different variables. I just create these tables and get rid of the statement, and connect. Maybe it's not correct what I was telling you, but we'll see. Statement, execute. Now let's create this department manager table. I can basically just get all of these things. On delete cascade, foreign key, primary key is this one, and last but not least, we need to close this query. And let's delete the statement. You are an error in your SQL syntax. Check the menu that corresponds to your MySQL version of right using. Oh, probably I have a problem here. Key references. Primary key. Yeah, because there is no create table. Need to create table if not exists. Department manager. Still I have a problem. Yes, because accidentally I have erased that letter. Let's see our database. We have the department manager as well right now, and so now we have inserted all of the tables to our database. Now let's we have created all of the tables for our database. Now let's insert to our database the unique values. So now since we have inserted all of our tables to our database, in the next video I will show you how to load a text files. How to load information from the text file to your unique database, the tables in your database, and then we will actually insert and we will delete. We will have different. Let me see. Change directory lessons. Change directory advanced database analysis. Change directory to exams. Yeah, I'm supposed to have the insertion, selection, updating the database and deleting the database. So we will actually need to we need to just show all of these queries, but I will dig deeper and I will basically show you all of the operations that we can actually accomplish using a MySQL database with C++ connector. So see you in the next video. If you really enjoy my videos, please subscribe to my channel to see more content related to the IT field. So take care and thank you for watching my video. Bye.